Welcome back to the Tube Barn. Yeah, drink beer, build amps. So in the last video, I do apologize. I had a massive headache. I had a hard time doing what I was doing. And I made a mistake, if some of you may have noticed, when I was measuring the holes for the power tubes. I was saying 1 3/4, but I was measuring 1 1/4. I saw that when I was editing and went, oh well, that's not good. But the good thing is when I was drilling it, it didn't seem right, so I went down a little bit and ended up about 1 1/2, which is okay. So the tube's gonna end up about there. That's plenty of spacing here. My back grill will just be right here. It's not gonna touch, so I'll be okay. And I always recommend learn by other people's mistakes. So I screwed up. Just remember that old adage, measure twice, cut once. And that's what I needed to do. And I didn't. Like I said, I had a headache. But yeah, it's half the fun of building them. It's the whole concept of rustic, which means yeah, you fucked up a little bit. It's rustic. Now, what I have here is the markings for my cans. Now, I mentioned last video, I couldn't find my clamps. I found them, which is good, but I'm gonna leave them off because we're measuring. And I marked them here. I'm going to put them here. I think this will work. You know, well, we'll definitely find out once you build it, but I think that's going to work. The B plus one, this little one, I'm thinking about, as I mentioned, strapping it like that. The only problem is I also mentioned in the last video, I don't know if I have enough space in my riser. I'm going to have a big bolt in there with a probably good 1/4 inch head on it, and I don't know if that's going to be enough. I believe this is about a 1/2 inch. So I may have to rise it farther, and if that's the case, then this may not work because it's going to hit. In that case, I'll just drill a hole through the pan and through the middle of this, which might actually work better anyways. But in the meantime, I'm going to go and I'm going to drill these holes, come back, and then we're going to talk about the output transformer and where we're going to put that. So I'll talk to you in a minute. Okay, so I got the 2 holes drilled. I made another video I'm going to post at the same time called elbow grease. And what that is it's not very entertaining, but it's informative of the work it takes to drill these holes. These bits, they barely even make the hole big enough. If you have smaller holes, you're fine. If you're doing these cans are a real mother. They're big. Actually, I think I have another can I normally use this I'm not using on this. It's actually even bigger. I don't remember. I don't have them with me. But it's a pain in the ass. Had to get the damn file to finish the holes right here. What I'm talking about. You see this one's a little oblong, but it's elbow grease. It's what it takes to do this. Now, bro, if you don't freaking have the elbow grease, you need to go down to your store and say, hey, I'm a little bitch. I need to pay you a bunch of money to make an amp. I don't have the stones to do what it takes to build my own amp. Yeah, you know, dude, I'm not even going to freaking stop you there because it is a point. You're going to make a freaking amp and you have to make sure you have what it takes to do it. And it's not that much. What, an extra 15 minutes with a file? Not that much. Stab your hand a few times. It is what it is. But that's what we're doing when we're making amps. You're going to earn this amp. You're going to get in there and you're going to earn this amp, so when you plug it in, you're like, fuck you, I made this amp, I rock. That is why we're doing this. This is why I want to teach you. I love making amps. I don't even freaking use these amps. I just like to say, God damn, look what I made. Sense of accomplishment, that's what we're doing. But let's get back to actually what we're talking about, because you know how much I love to go on a tangent. And, well, how much I love beer, too. So, oh, when I say so or now, drink. I've been watching my videos and realizing that I say that a lot, so make it a game. But anyways, Actually, I'm gonna flip this around. I don't like where it is. So we got power tubes. It's your phase inverter tube. It's going to be your second tube. For this case, this amp, this is going to be the cathode follower stage. And this is your first and second stage. You got your burst cap. Get the baby in there. Of course, like I said, you know, they're going to be facing inside, of course. Let's not be retarded. So, we got, turn them right, whatever. So this is going to be somewhere where, like I said, we're not 100% sure where that's going to go. You got your B plus. Then we got your Z. Z is going to go into your screen of your power tubes. Then you got your Y. Your Y is what's going to power the plates on your inverter. Then you have this. Now, you'll see B plus Z, Y, X. You can see that a lot, but sometimes you get all up into W, which is what I'm doing. You have your X and you have your W. They're only letters that just means farther down along. Now, the Marshall schematic that I'm basing this off of, that's what it does. It doesn't have a fine line of here's your B plus Z, Y, X, W. But if you look at where it's going, this is the way it is. It has the resistor and the capacitor, resistor and the capacitor, resistor and the capacitor that goes to where you're going. Doesn't really matter when we get to how we're building it. I'll show you how it is. The good thing about these cans is, okay, this is a 2. That's the negative. You're going to ground that. These are the 2. Now, depending on how you're doing it, like with the 50s, I tend to use one of this when I don't have too high of a B plus voltage and my can is rated right, like we talked about earlier. This can is really not rated for the full B plus. And I haven't mentioned that, but your can should be rated for your B plus. But as I stated, I'm never going to really use this amp, so I'm not worried about it. If I was going to sell this amp, I would change these to be higher rated. And when I mean rated, I mean voltage rating. These are rated for 500 volts. I mean, it's 474 volts. So it's quasi-safe. I'm sure there's a lot of people who would say absolutely not, but it is what it is. So, the hell was I talking about? I got tangent again. Anyways, so these can be used as double. Like I said, that's what I was talking about. Normally, these are 50s. 50 UF, 50 UF, 50 UF, 50 UF. So I would just tie these together, and make it a 100. But I'm not doing that. This is my B plus. So 50 UF, 50 UF, 50 UF. So what's going to happen is this is going to go a resistor to here, resistor to there. So I'll tie a resistor in between these two, which is going to be the 10K resistor I'm going to use. How I'm going to put this, I'll probably have to put another hole in the board just to do that. I'll do that as I'm going once it's set up. Then I might have to put another hole in the board because I can't put a resistor from here to here. So it's 50, 50, 50, 50. So the voltage is going to go down. And that's how that's going to work. So with that being said, we have that there. Let's grab our output transformer. How are we going to put this here? Not 100% sure. You put it like this, and it reaches more here, but we put it like this, and it fits more in it. So I think we'll be able to do this. If not, then I'll figure something out. Maybe put something, where are these things? A smaller version of these to tie it in. I don't really like doing that, but if I have to, I have to. Or I could put one of these in there just to route it right. We'll deal with that when we get into it. Remember when I said layout is key. And that's the problem with building an amp, is laying it out, and it's a fucking pain in the ass. Excuse my language, but welcome to Tube Barn. I've had some people comment, I can't support this channel because your language. Well, you know, go fuck yourself. I don't care. I don't need you. I do this for fun. I do this to help people. I'm not here to I'm not freaking, you know, to freaking entertain you with a point of you feel safe. This isn't a safe space. It's too boring. Sorry. Had a few beers. Get a few comments that piss me off. Not that I really care, but they're just retarded. So I just can't, I can't deal with retarded people. I mean, well, literally retarded people, you know, they're fine. But, you know, figuratively retarded people, you know, you can all eat my ass. So, we're going here. I think I'm going to put it here. Remember, these are, well, this red one's going wherever the hell I put this baby inside. I'm going to have some grommets in here. If you don't know what a grommet is, it's like a rubber ring. I'm going to put a hole, and then you put a grommet that hugs both the top and sides so you can go in there without getting cut out. So there'll be some grommets to shoot down. These are going to go here. So I think I'm going to put it about here. What do you think? Comments. Where do you want to put it? I think this is a good spot. Let's get the transformer out here. The transformer is going to be sitting here. Ooh, shit, did I screw up? No, but I got close. Like I said, you need to figure out what you're doing at all times. This is a little close, but we'll be fine. Yeah, so a little close. I think we'll be okay. If this gets hot, well, then you have problems with your amp. So we'll be fine. That's a little close. If it is, I'll re-drill it. But I think I'll be okay. So that's going there. Of course, like I said, this will be inside. It has to come up top because it has this little lip. These have a little lip, so they won't come out. And so what's going to look like... Oh, damn. What the hell? It's going to look kind of like that, except this is going to be a lot farther in. That's going to look like that. Yeah, I probably could have done a better job with that, but yeah, like I said, learn from my mistakes. It's Tube Barn. We're drunk. I don't even give a fuck. So I think we're good here. Let's get this baby. We got symmetry. I think get the hell away from there. Gonna dot that. We're gonna dot that. I'm thinking that looks good. Yeah, so I think we're good with that. I got the transformer holes drilled. Looks pretty good, but let's start mocking up the rest of the holes. For these, one thing I gotta realize is where do you want them? You see the little clamp hole, the clamp screw? Yeah. Seems convenient to be under here, but this is gonna be underneath the board. Actually, it's gonna be on the outside, so it might be actually okay. I think I'm gonna put it here, but put it in. My brain keeps thinking about the inside versus the outside, so it gets a little stupid here and there. So this hole is gonna clamp down. So we figure this is gonna be free and clear, but you have now got this baby here. You definitely don't want that there. And you see, you got a screw, so that's not gonna work. So I'm thinking maybe like this. That might work. Let's put the transformer, the output transformer where it's gonna be. It's going to be here. Where's the other can at? The other can is here. I made this one a little big, so it actually, this little lip fits in the hole, which is, well, maybe not, but, well, maybe not. I did earlier. Let's just get it in there. They're heavy. Oh, everything's heavy. That's part of building. Okay. Now I'm not worried about depth of these because I'll do that when I'm actually installing it. So we have that there. We got this there, approximately there. So where do we want to put this baby? I figure right there's a real good spot. As long as your tubes are out, you're fine. So let's just put it right there. I really like it right there. That's right, that's right. You got your... This is one thing. When you're putting the holes for these things, you really need to know their orientation. Jesus, get in there. There we go. Let me know that these two are going to be 1 and 9. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now to make it easier for the heaters, let's keep those straight out. Remember, I am using 12 volt heaters, which means that I use 4 and 5 and I'm not using 9. If you're going to use your standard heaters, the same voltage here, your 6.3, then you may want to think about it because you have to use a 9. Because what happens is that when you're using the 6.3 heaters, you're tying one end. Remember, we're talking like kind of like a 220. It's AC, one cable, one cable. You're going to tie one cable around both 4 and 5, and the other one, I should say wire, not cable. I like to say cable for some reason. I wire houses. And then you want to tuck the other one to 9. And that is actually where it's a real pain in the ass because you got your heaters coming around. You got to do this and then tie the other way around, really super neat. Which is where if you're going to do that, you may want to get, like I said in the last video, a traditional situation to where you want to get it close to the edge just for the sake of those wires being tight and hard, meaning they're not going to be flexible moving around because they're very short runs. But like this, it's going to be there and then all the way around. Your one coming off a 9-pin, it's going to be flappy like crazy. So it's better to have it closer. But since that's not what I'm doing, I'm running one here, one here. They'll be twisted, twisted, twisted. Getting on that later, the twisting of the wires. Twist until you get here. I think I might get like a glue gun or something or some, I don't know what, but I'm going to clamp them down. You could do that, but it's a lot of clamping. I'm just saying, consideration, all things. So, I'm going to keep those, take this thing off, and I think I'm going to keep them straight with the back. One, two, three, four. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, in this configuration, it's not going to be used the 9-pin. I'm going to be used 2 different lines, 2 different heater runs. So there's going to be 4 wires. One for this one for this one. Now, I need to look at how I'm going to run this one. Okay. Normally these ones all just keep straight. It runs good. I think that looks good. Now we put our brackets on. These brackets fit on these. Like I had another one. They're all a little different. So depending on how you have or what you're purchasing as far as sockets, your orientation of where your holes are. I think I'm liking this one. I think I'm liking this. I don't know why they designed it to be like that, but kind of stupid. Whatever, it is what it is. And I'm going to look at the orientation of this just in a minute. I tend to use 6L6s and not EL34s. So I just want to check the reference on this one before I orientate it. So I will be back in just 1 second. Okay, so orientation, 2 and 7 pins. You can see I have them at that angle. Reason why, because you have, well, put my glasses on. You have a 7 pin there and your 2 pin there. So we want it closer to the back, but we don't want to get all crazy where it's completely in the back like that, then it gets a little nuts. So I'm going to mark it like that, and like that, and like that, and like that. So it looks like we have a lot more drilling to do. And that's what we're going to do. Like I said, I'm going to have the elbow grease video accompanying this one where I'm just going to drill holes. I don't have the camera over it, so it's more or less just like, I just want to see work, have to do work. This isn't just put some shit together. It's you got to go and put some work into this. And you know, it's great. You know, once you do it, you're like, God damn it, I built this thing. It's wonderful. So I'm going to go drill this stuff, and I'll be back in a little bit. All right, we're back. Did a bunch of drilling. Honestly, it's a little off. It's hard to get these things perfectly on. That was a little off. But we'll finagle them when it's time to actually get them in there. One thing you'll find is very annoying. A lot of times, the spacing between the base and the hole is a bitch. You see that? The edge is so incredibly close. So you have to use tiny little bolts and a tiny little drill bit, because you're gonna have to do it that way. If not, then you're gonna have overborne holes. So use tiny little screws. Doesn't have to be insanely tiny, but they gotta be a little small. There's the other one. Where the hell is the other one? I don't know, I lost it. It's somewhere here. So that looks good. A little off, which is fine. These are huge, so if I need to bore them a little bit. Like I said, it tends to dance around a little bit. It's a pain in the ass. Yeah, so this one's a bit off, but not too much. We'll be fine with that. And there it is. So that one's good. But there. I remember I'm supposed to get ahead this way. So there's that layout, which is looking good. Now, before we get into any bolting this stuff down, we got to do the front. And I'm not doing the front in this video. I'm going to do it in the next video, because this is the main issue. When you get in the front panel, that is how you design it. Remember, your faceplate. Figure out how you want your faceplate before you do it, and or your faceplate only have pilot holes. Do not have the full holes. Remember I said sometimes the diameters of your threads on the different pots can be different depending on where you get them. So just do the pilot holes. Not only that, pilot holes, pilot hole, get what I'm meaning. So you get a center. So when you get it up here like this, you can mark your holes all nice with pilot hole, and then work your hole to the diameter of whatever you're going to stick in that hole. So there we go. I'm going to end it on this video because I'm still working on this, and I want to go slow because I've gone too fast before and found myself in a problem. I also want to mount this stuff up, mock it up a bit, and see if my risers for my board are going to be enough. So I'll talk to you later. Next video.